I'm stuck. I can't shoot. Oh god, it's pierced the canopy. That's a mild problem. How have I done this? Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, whatever you may be. My name is Endub, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous, and I am on the wrong mode. Nope. There we go. Get back here. My name is Endub, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. That should have actually picked it up. Oh well. First off, quick thank you to my newest subscriber. You have deigned to remain anonymous, but I appreciate the support in my eternal crusade against YouTube and its sorting algorithms nonetheless. Anyway, Salvation is once again back in the news, and that is a name we have not heard in a hot minute. And he or she has issued a statement that they will literally save humanity. From what? Well, there is very little information on the table, so forgive me if I have my doubts. What am I stuck on? That rock, apparently. But yes. But forgive me if I have some doubts regarding that. But what is known is that on the 21st of May, Taurus Mining Ventures will no longer offer out their 2 million credits or 10 Void Opal prize for anyone venturing to the T-Tauri system and to turn in the logs off the Hesperus. There's my next crystal. Galnet is advising commanders not to do this, as very little is known about this so-called salvation or the corporation they are backing. As though deliver unto them at your own discretion. And speaking of discretion, which some of the Federation's member systems seems to be lacking. At time of recording, the situation in the Parisa system continues, and it seems that Nova Imperium has a decisive, if marginal, advantage over the Federation's independent attack force, with 65.6 billion credits worth of assets having been destroyed by Nova Imperium forces, while the League of Mandu has only destroyed approximately 36.1 billion credits worth of assets. And for that I say bravo, Nova Imperium, you are defending your clay very well. I truly do suspect that the Imperial fleet that moved into the region last week intends to wait until both sides are exhausted and then attempt a decapitory strike against Nova Imperium. But, who's to say what will actually happen? The ACT might finally break its silence for all we know. And in Alliance news, their general elections will be conducted on the 27th of May after being postponed by the Galactic Summit. And then the 9 Martyrs attacks. The only noteworthy candidate threatening Edmund Mahan's candidacy is one Councillor Nakato Kane. Actually, I want that carbon as well. And I can't target it very well. There we go. Sulfur. As for the dog wheel, well, we are actually prepared to move out of the 9 Pupus system, and I lost track of that piece. It's over there now. The 9 Pupus system already, and I am just, well, I'm out here collecting materials. Anyway, so I spent my weekend collecting data from various trade goods sources, both in Elite Dangerous and pertaining to real-world economic data. And, well, take this all with a grain of salt. I am by no means an economic expert, and I keep on mistaking that control for the brakes for some reason. I am but a humble forester, but I spent a good chunk of my weekend napkin mathing out perhaps just how much a credit is actually worth. God, this is such a low G world. And, well, I think it's an interesting comparison anyway. Every time this question comes up, the natural instinct of the Foramites is to, there's my next target, is to jump on precious metals. And, well, that's nice and all, but it doesn't work. Because in the 3300s, any space jockey can take a cheap ship, some limpets, and a few controllers, and within, let's say, a half hour, there's my brake. That's not my brake. Why is my brake not working? Anyway, within a say 30 minutes, they have a couple of tons of gold. That is a bad comparison. When you look at the 2000s, your usual best case scenario was maybe a couple 100 ounces of gold across 6 months worth of work, and I lost track of my crystalline shot. How did it get there? So that circles back to, what do we use to compare currencies? Well, quite frankly, my opinion is the best comparison is staples, like grains, coffee, and meat. And people do have to eat after all, and they will generally, between currencies, have a similar value. Based off my understanding. My methodology was pretty straightforward. Take the average buy and sell price of Afanara for grain, coffee, animal meat, and then compare them to the contemporary bulk per ton prices back on Terra. For grains, I made a combined average of what wheat, barley, rice, and corn, which are your common staple grains, more or less, and I even went so far as to do a 10-year average. Interestingly enough, grains, coffee, and animal meat long dart into the same general area. Animal meat is sort of a $1.48 to the credit, grain is 61 cents to the credit, there's my next target, and coffee is about 20 cents to the credit. As a side note, I did run the math on beer and fish. Those were statistical outliers. Fish got me like 1 cent to the credit, and beer came in at like $13 a credit. So I guess in the 3300s, we do like our beer. Or maybe beer is worth far more than it really should be. Regardless, this is by no means a perfect accounting, but if we average out the staples of animal meat, grains, and coffee, we get about 76 cents to the credit. So, let's put this into real world numbers. That would make a Sidewinder very similar in pricing to a half-decent sedan or a, let's say a half-ton truck, half-ton pickup truck. So right off the lot, a 32,000 credit price tag maths out to about 25,000 US dollars. Not bad for a single seat ship that can jump 7.25 light years right off the lot. Now, once again, take this all with a grain of salt. I am by no means a monetary expert. I'm just kind of just making a loose estimate based off my knowledge of how monetary conversions work. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that little bell for notifications, and to join me in my eternal crusade against YouTube and its sorting algorithms. Hopefully, I will be back to assist the Dark Wheel soon. And hopefully, I will see you all in the next video.